Looks like I'm live. Anyway, how are you today? I'm okay. I want to give you a quick update on my computer situation, and I know y'all going to get tired of me talking about my damn computer. But the main computer I use for this program, I'm having issues with it when I downloaded my OBS. So I am planning to probably I'm might be getting a new computer. Don't know how soon. Um, Free market system sometimes has its consequences when it comes to trying to afford things. But I am planning to get a I'm planning to get a new computer at some point. Let's see, that's better. I'm planning to get a new computer at some point. And it is what it is. I am embarrassed by the sound quality, and I'm sorry to keep repeating myself about this, but that's the situation there. But I also intend to with the new computer I'm going to buy. I am planning to get myself very expert on the technology with OBS. I may be using StreamYard sometime in the near future. There are some people that wants to talk to me, and likewise, I want to talk to them. Therefore, hopefully soon you'll see the split screen with my mug on this side or that side, and their face on this side or that side. Anyway, I just thought I'd fill you in on that. Well, let me give you the latest announcement over the drama, and it is childish to call it a drama. It sounds like high school bullshit to refer to it as a drama. So I'm going to try stop calling it a drama because this is some really important shit here. Um, I feel like that the left is at the left's progress is at you know at stake right here over been going on in the past months. With the Young Turks, Jimmy Dore, and all the other people involved with this infighting that's going on. And it isn't just personalities. I mean, I'm sure there is, but there's also ideology and tactical differences and egos involved. Well, uh, here I found out day before yesterday, and wanted to do a little more digging before I comment on it. But apparently, Kyle Kulinski parted ways with the Young Turks. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was this past Monday he parted ways with the Young Turks. We know that the Secular Talk is no longer affiliated with the Young Turks. It was for many years affiliated with the Young Turks. Um, and I just want to I, I want to go back to the very history of this situation. You've heard me talk about the Young Turks probably more than you ever care to hear me talk about them. But I feel like I have to kind of briefly state this about the Young Turks, just to just to have a consistency in what I'm talking about here in terms of what's going on with Kyle Kalinske and what could take place as a result later on. Where to go from here, in other words. As I said, 2002, the Young Turks was created. It was mostly a radio program in the LA area. And then in 2005, I believe it was, they went on YouTube and they started to grow exponentially, which was at that time it was a wonderful thing because they were the cutting edge. They were the leading people that made it possible for people like myself doing what I'm doing on a tiny micro level, what I'm doing. But they kind of got the ball rolling, and over the years, the Young Turks have grown to have various programs that they either created or other programs that were in existence that affiliated itself with the Young Turks for a time, and then they've gone their ways or what have you. Some of these programs are still with the Young Turks to this day. Some of these programs, especially if you're in this audience, you're probably familiar with most of these programs that I'm going to mention. The David Packard Show, um, the Majority Report with Sam Cedar, the Jimmy Dore Show, Rebel Headquarters, Aggressive Progressive, um, even the Rubin Report was initially affiliated with the Young Turks. The Young Turks created it, and Dave Rubin decided that he was no longer a liberal or lefty, progressive, whatever you want to call him. So he drifted into being a Trump supporter, and the Rubin Report became nauseating. Um, then, of course, we all know about the Kulinski show, which is the opposite of the Rubin Report, in my opinion. And I'm just giving you my take. And you probably know this already if you watched my program here long enough that I put the Kulinski show probably in one of the highest regard when it comes to the online left. I, I've grown accustomed to watching his program virtually every day, listening to him on Blogspot Radio, and enjoying his insight on political matters. Being an economic social democrat, being a left libertarian, a staunch opponent of military preemptive military strikes into other countries, that sort of thing. So I've grown accustomed to getting information mostly from his program, and I get them from some of the others. But anyway, but getting back to what I was saying, his program was affiliated with the Young Turks until earlier this week. TYT revolutionized left media for the better for many years because what was passing on for the news back then, cable news, which were corporate Democrats and the insane lunatics that you find right wing nut jobs on Fox News. Then there was talk radio, which was the same kind of garbage you saw on Fox News regurgitated into talk radio. In fact, talk radio preceded Fox News. But let's get back to Secular Talk. Secular Talk was created in 2008 by Kyle Kulinski when he was a sophomore at Iona College in New York studying political science. And it started off as a hobby for him. And, he fiddled around with years with his program, Secular Talk. And in 2013, it affiliated with the Young Turks and became an official part of the Young Turks. And he is kind of on his way to getting 1 million subscribers. He had a roadblock recently with the 1 million subscribers when he lost a lot of subscribers over the debacle that went on between mostly the Young Turks, Jimmy Dore, and Glenn Greenwald and Aaron Matei, and he got kind of caught up into it and lost a lot of subscribers, unfortunately for him. But for many years, he had a very positive relationship with the Young Turks, and even calling his boss, Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian, his friends. And I believe that they were legitimately friends at one time. But his leftism was a little different. It was a little more. It wasn't as SJW or as woke as the Young Turks tended to be, and you know, um, and so he sort of in spite of him being a millennial, born in 1988, he had kind of a Generation X or even a younger boomer outlook toward politics. Which is weird because I have bragged at being Generation X myself, whereas many people in my age group are extremely Republican leaning. But I managed to go against the grain during the golden age of Reagan and Bush one, and end up embracing a socialistic worldview of how to solve our economic problems, how to solve problems as far as human rights for people are concerned. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, just giving you my personal little experience too, politically speaking. But getting back to Kulinski, in 2016 and 2020, he was basically a Bernie bus or very loud online Bernie bro. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter, in other words. And so were the Young Turks in 2016. In 2020, not so much. The Young Turks were kind of fiddling around with the idea of Elizabeth Warren too, and and there was some problems with the 2020 campaign, with the way that the Young Turks were sort of grifting, because uh, as of 2016, they started to grift toward the political center when they received money from Jeffrey Katzenberg and Buddy Roemer. Jeffrey Katzenberg is basically a Democratic Party donor close to the Clintons, and Buddy Roemer, for some reason, is a Republican donor. He wanted to put his hand in the cookie jar, referred to as the Young Turks. So it's no wonder that the Young Turks' contents started to go slide downhill. And I think about it is that things like Russiagate that happened. I mean, with the Trump derangement syndrome, the people from the Young Turks started to sound as much of a nutcase as Rachel Maddow of MSNBC. I don't watch MSNBC anymore. I used to be a fan of Rachel Maddow, and I'm no longer a fan of Rachel Maddow. And so I was just writing off TYT as a slightly better version of MSNBC. But then I was like, nah, they're becoming MSNBC light. And they seems a little worse than MSNBC even these days. They seem to just bomb at the same kind of crud you would expect from CNN. And again, I know that the Shank Ugert and Anna Kasparian occasionally make it on CNN. What was his name? Cuomo. What was his name? Chris Cuomo. Uh, anyway, the thing about it is that they have become the mainstream news. Is what I'm saying. And so Russiagate, Bernie or bust, forced to vote. All these issues became a big issue of contention between Kyle Kulinski and the Young Turks itself, and the Young Turks and Jimmy Dore, who used to be an affiliate of the Young Turks, his program, the Jimmy Dore Show. Well, in 2017, Kyle Kulinski and Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks created the Justice Democrats, which is supposed to be a pressure organization that's supposed to hopefully shift the Democratic Party to the left. And best case scenario is to push the Democratic Party so far left that it could potentially resemble something like the Labour Party in Great Britain or the Socialist Party in France or the Social Democrats of Sweden. That's I'm giving you my spin. And a worst case scenario, returning the Democratic Party back to its basic New Deal roots, and that was the hope and mission of the Justice Democrats to push the Democratic Party to the left. Well, problem with the Justice Democrats is that Cenk Uygur was kind of pressured into resigning because of some really, really, cringy remarks he made regarding women when he was a college student in the 1990s. And not only was he a college student in the 1990s, saying this, he was even a Republican back then, and he's now a Democrat, and he shifted leftward over the years. Well, Kyle Kulinski thought it was bullshit that they did this to Cenk Uygur he also, in solidarity with Shank on principle, and also because he thought, hey, they're fucking over his friend Shank he also resigned from the Justice Democrats. And Shank and Kyle Kulinski, um, pretty much over the past few years, have still have a working relationship with them. They're just not members. And of course, because of the Justice Democrats, we have Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, and we have other members of Congress, also referred to as the Squad. And it's a mixed bag of how successful or how much of a failure this project has been. Yeah, it's great. We got about 10 members of the Squad now. I'm happy about that. 10 members of the Squad is better than having nobody from the Squad. But then again, if the Squad's just going to sit there on their asses and not pressure Nancy Pelosi to be further left, then you have to ask, why are they even there in the first place? So that's one issue. Well, let's go to Crystal Ball, who co-hosted Rising on the Hill with Sugar and Genty. And they parted ways with the Hill, and they're doing their program Breaking Points now. Um, I have noticed that she formed Crystal, Kyle, and Friends with Kyle Kulinski when they had various guests on their program. And I have noticed that for about a year now, it seems like Kyle Kulinski's been kind of softly distancing himself from the Young Turks because, frankly, for what I could have seen in the past year or so, Crystal Ball has something more to offer as far as how to get to where we need to get to politically than the people at the Young Turks, who I feel like had their hands tied with that dirty donor money affiliated with the Clinton family, the Clintons. So that's my take. That is my take. Well, getting back to TYT, about a month ago, when the Aaron Matei, basically a little further than a month ago, Aaron Matei was making fun of Shank Ugert for making his remarks about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict with the term "sky gods," and we all know that there's more to it than religion. There, and it's a very complex issue. And Aaron Matei basically was making fun of Shank Ugert, like, "Gee, what a dumbass." I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he actually said it. I don't think he said it. I was just projecting what I figured he would be saying. Well, he had his feelings hurt, and so he went. He wanted to go and make a statement. Well, Anna Kasparian was the one that made the statement. She had an ugly meltdown of how much she despises Aaron Matei and gave him the finger, telling him to fuck off. It was really ugly and unprofessional on her part. And I used to have a lot of respect for Shank Ugert and Anna Kasparian, and I pretty much lost all the respect I ever had for them. And as I said, it was so ugly. And so, Jimmy Dore has been kind of talking about that ugly episode because he's been taking pot shots at the Young Turks for quite a while. And deservingly, they deserve these shots. I don't care what y'all think of Jimmy Dore one way or the other. 50% of my left wing friends love him. 50% of my left wing friends hate him. That's life. And I would say that I have issues with Jimmy Dore, but I don't believe he's a closeted right winger or grifting to a right or trying to become another Dave Rubin, like some people on the left kind of were hoping to see him be. It's almost as if they want to see him grift toward the right. And to prove that he's not grifting toward the right is if he's grifting toward the right and he ends up orbiting around Prager University and people like that, you know what that's going to mean? That he's going to have to stop saying positive things about unions. He's going to have to stop calling for the formation of Medicare for all, and he's going to have to stop with this criticizing Israel on the Israeli-Palestinian crisis. He's going to have to go and he's going to have to do these things, and I don't see him doing these things. I mean, I don't believe he's a right winger. In fact, I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, Jimmy Dore is very radical. He's significantly further left than I am. I'm not saying that like it's a good or bad thing. I don't see where he's right wing at all. Is basically what I'm saying. And with the back and forth that went on, having Max Blumenthal up there on the show, and they're talking about the harassment issue that it was not harassment, but it was he Jimmy Dore embarrassed the hell out of Annika Sperring years ago with the short skirt she was wearing. You know that story. You know how it went. And it was kind of douchey and a little bit dickish the way he brought it up and saying things like, "Yeah, I humiliated her. I did it." It's like, come on, dude, that's just wrong the way you did that. And I agree with Max Blumenthal's reaction when he was like, his eyes bugged out. He was just like, he doesn't have a problem with Annika Sperring's mode of dress, and it was kind of low on his part talking about Jimmy Dore, but I do not blame Jimmy Dore for defending himself from the attacks of the Young Turks, especially when they're exploiting Me Too. And the thing about it is, I do not believe that he was sexually harassing her. I believe the story as it was told with he just made an insensitive remark about her wearing a short skirt, and he didn't mean it for it to happen. And I believe him. And the thing about it is when she basically threatened to start talking about this incident, he decided to come forth with it. And either way, he was going to look bad, but he was going to look bad anyway. So he decided, well, let me go and bring this out. And then Glenn Greenwald got sucked into this situation here, and Glenn Greenwald and Shank Uger are on each other's shit lists, and Shank Uger and Glenn Greenwald are taking video commentaries and talking about how they hate each other. I mean, not literally, they've been criticizing each other viciously. And then again, between Jimmy Dore, between Annika Sperring, between Shank Uger, Kyle Kulinski got sucked into this a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden, he really didn't want to get involved with this crap, and he got involved, and it seems like in the process of getting involved, it was something he didn't want to get involved with. That uh, he ended up losing three friends: Hank Uger, Annika Sperring, and Jimmy Dore. Now, because of all this that's been going on, his algorithms got um, his algorithms basically was it was affected for the worse, and he lost several thousand subscribers. And I'm hoping this is only temporary and he starts to build up. But I don't know. He left the Young Turks, and the Young Turks had a corporate algorithm. And I'm going to make the assumption that Secular Talk had a corporate algorithm, but maybe that corporate algorithm has gone to a full stop with since he's no longer with the Young Turks. I don't know how that's going to pan out. Maybe an appearance on Joe Rogan a couple of times might repair that situation. At least I hope so. Anyway, but thing about it is, well, this YouTube backfighting that's been going on. Well, yeah, I will play you I will play you Shank's word, and I will comment on it. So this is very short.
Matthew H. asked, been watching you since 2014. Just wondering when you'll have people like Kyle or Vosh on the Friday Power Panel. So I honestly, I don't know enough about Vosh, but I'll look into him more. I know that he got involved in some of these controversies. But and we have people on from the network and our guest hosts more often. Kyle is no longer part of the network. And so he says that he disagrees with us on some policy issues. It is what it is. Good luck to him. and let's see if he can placate the people he's trying to placate. My guess is it'll end in disaster. It has already started in disaster, and probably will head in that direction. So we've had Kyle on many times before, and we had a great relationship with him. We've done many shows with him and supported him. Nowadays, though, he seems to be going in a different direction. Everybody's free to make their own choices. Matthew.
Okay, all right. I got a lot to say about that. Um, uh, I don't think that he's going in a terrible direction. If by terrible direction, by a direction that's destructive or what have you, does he mean that Kyle's actually trying to make damn sure people get Medicare for all? That we have unions being made a comeback in this country, that we get out of these damn wars abroad, that we have free college, that we have a Green New Deal. If he thinks those are destructive things to have, hey, and I mean, I know it's hyperbole. I know this Shank Uger more or less support these same issues, but this whole sort of playing it safe approach is. I mean, this is why people go to independent media, because they get tired of hearing this kind of nonsense, of just playing nice and patty cake with the establishment. Maybe they pat you on the head, and now the Young Turks are a part of that. That's their new club. Those are their new circles, and hey, it is what it is too. But I believe in actually trying to fight to get these things. I have no power other than to run my mouth on this program to say what I need to say about this. But you know, um, at least Kyle Kulinski is trying to do something about it than just to virtue signal and just to sit there and look like you're really woke about shit instead of actually doing things. It just Kyle Kalinske wants to have these things achieved, and I agree. I actually believe the same about Jimmy Dore, and I believe the same about Crystal Ball. And I know that Jimmy Dore's been kind of a dick to Kyle Kalinske too, and I hope that they get this shit resolved because they seem to have a lot of ideological overlap. And and here's the thing, I am a little worried that Kyle Kalinske might lose some additional people on from his program because some of them are loyal to the Young Turks. That could happen, but I think that the Young Turks are going to be damaged by it too because Kyle Kalinske, his program is the largest program on the Young Turks network of all the other affiliates currently. I mean, of all the other affiliates, his program had more subscribers. Only people that had more subscribers than secular talk was the Young Turks itself. Shank, Anna, they were the only ones that had more subscribers. Um, I mean, and the other programs out there is like 300,000, 400,000, 275,000, and Kyle Kulinski up getting somewhat speeding for 1 million. Well, here's the thing. I would recommend for Kyle Kulinski and Crystal Ball to make a rival network. If make a rival network and get some people involved and try to to do what the Young Turks were supposed to do, but they're not doing it now. I mean, I'm just saying, brainstorming. Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball could have a new network, or whatever they want to call their network, and have people like Kim Iverson or Jimmy Dore or someone like even Bosch or some of these people. To get them involved with this so they can actually be a little more activist based. Glenn Greenwald, all these folks. Oh, Shoe on Head, the Amazing Atheist, Get them involved with this network. Bosch, all of them, get them involved with this network. They're all Tim Black, you know, what's his name, Lee Camp, Graham Elwood. Get them all involved with this, and make a lot of noise and give the Young Turks something to think about. Just that's my thoughts right there. And if they're listening, yeah, you know, I don't have to. You don't have to give me credit for it, but I think it's a damn good idea. Anyway, to Kyle Kulinski, let me just say that you're too good for the Young Turks. And that's how I feel. You're too good for the Young Turks. It's their loss, and I wish you the best. And I hope that you continue to kick ass. And the Young Turks, they can go bye bye. Young Turks, I don't take seriously anymore, as I said many times. Anyway, you heard enough from me for today. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. Comment anyway if you disagree. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to go ahead and create your own platform and utilize it because we're all the muckrakers of our time. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And until next time, I am American social democracy. Peace. Class struggle yesterday, class struggle today, class struggle tomorrow, and class struggle until we achieve full economic and social justice in our time.